You already know what your purpose is. It's just that sometimes you forget or don't notice it. Years ago, I almost ended my life because I felt so lost. I tried several jobs and none of them were fulfilling and meaningful. And I didn't know what to do with my life. But just as I was about to jump down the river, I heard a voice from my higher self saying, "You didn't come here to end your life like this. You didn't go through all the adversity just to give up now. Connect with your purpose." The message was firm and clear. Connect with my purpose. I felt lost because I forget what my purpose was. And that realization changed everything. I realized I was looking happiness in all the wrong places. In this video, I want to share how I discovered my life purpose, the common mistake we made, and how you can find your life purpose too. But let's start with what a soul purpose is. I sometimes get email from readers asking, should I major in this subject or that one? Or should I take this job or that job? Most people think that their purpose is all about a career or making money. But your soul purpose is the reason you are put on this earth. It's more about the why than the what. It's not what you do, but why you do something. It's not some grand vision like I'm here to save humanity or something super specific like I'm here to build $1 million tech business or I'm here to create country music. It's usually more big picture and general, like an overarching theme. Maybe you're a creator and your reason for being here is to express your creativity. Or maybe you're a lover and you're here to love. And since our souls is multifaceted, so is our purpose. It's not just about being a creator or a lover. You can be both. A common mistake is thinking our soul purpose is singular, like a sentence you can jot down. That's a linear mental way of looking at things. Mission statements are for companies, they are not for our souls. When we try to define it so precisely, we stress ourselves out trying to find that one thing. We start second guessing ourselves. Is this what I meant to do? What if I'm wrong? What if I take the wrong path? But you can never be wrong. Think of a sole purpose like piecing together a puzzle without knowing the final picture. It's buried in the beginning, you don't know what you're trying to form, but it gets clearer as you move along. Sometimes you might be a puzzle piece in someone else's life without even knowing it. For example, the universe might bring two people together in an unhealthy relationship just so they can learn about themselves and their patterns. Maybe your soul agreed before coming to Earth to teach each other something. Your soul is aware of the purpose, even if your conscious mind doesn't. Just look at animals. They live instinctively moment to moment without needing to find a purpose. Every day, they just do what they are instinctively drawn to do. We humans, on the other hand, need to sit and think about our purpose before acting. We need guidance on which direction to take, but the animals don't. So, how do I discover my purpose and how you can discover yours too? When I was recording all these YouTube videos, I had this deja vu feeling. It's like I'd done it before. Then it hit me one day. I've been doing this for years as a kid without realizing it. Every day after school, I would lie on my soft toys and start sharing what I've learned that day. Sometimes I even dive into a new chapter my teacher haven't teach yet and teach my so-called students. Nobody told me to do this. I just did it naturally. Teaching is in my blood, it's part of my soul. I'm a teacher and I'm here to teach. As a kid, it was all just about fun and play, sharing my thoughts and ideas. It's like what I'm doing now, talking to myself in front of the camera. The only difference is now there are real people like you on the other side watching. Little did I know, I was practicing and preparing for this moment my whole life. So one of the best way to reconnect with your purpose is to look back at your childhood. When we were kids, we weren't overthinking everything. We were pure and innocent, just following our natural instinct, kind of like what animals do. So we naturally follow our purpose. Plus, it was before when we got too caught up in other people's belief or swayed by their opinions. And do you know why I never became a school teacher? I'm just too focused on the what. Thinking about my purpose as a job, a career, or something I do is super limiting. I've seen school teachers having to manage a room full of rowdy kids. As an introvert, that's not what I want to do daily. Plus, the stuff taught in schools isn't really what I'm passionate about teaching. So even though I dreamt of being a teacher as a kid, I didn't go for it because I always picture a teacher as a school teacher. A lot of us lose touch with our purpose because we're too caught up in the what and also the how. Like, how do we manifest our purpose or reach our vision? Back when I was a kid, there was no YouTube or social media. YouTube only got big around 2006 when I was in my 20s. By then, I had already forgotten how much I love teaching. The how to or the platform for expressing your purpose might come later. Like how now anyone can be a teacher and teach on YouTube. Just because you can't see how to manifest your vision or your desire now doesn't mean that something won't be developed or pop up in the future. When you define your purpose as a job, it's pretty limiting because trends are always changing. For example, some jobs have become outdated, and a career in AI wasn't even a thing a few years ago. You don't want to let the what and the how get in the way of connecting with your purpose. To connect with your life purpose, you can list down what you were passionate about in your childhood, what brought you joy, what came naturally to you. I'm pretty sure that you are already on your path doing what you're meant to do in some way since you were a kid. Pay really special attention to the things you love as a child that you're still doing now. These are your passions. For instance, singing has been a lifelong passion for me since young till now. Despite various life changes, I continue to sing. Whether I'm in a kid's body or an adult's body, my soul passion for singing hasn't changed. Your passion is what resonates with your soul, and not just your physical self. Dancing is the same for me. But that doesn't mean that I need to be a singer or a dancer. Not necessarily. Your passion is a great starting point, but it doesn't define your purpose. Passion brings joy, but purpose is more than doing something you love. It has this deeper, invisible drive that passion might not have. It's why people often call your purpose your calling. This drive is your life force, it's your masculine energy. It's not just your ego wanting to achieve a certain goal. This life force is usually so great that it drowns out all the fears, the doubts, and the discouragement. For example, I felt a strong urge to teach, even though I was scared of public speaking. My desire to teach is so strong that it pushes away the fear. I just have to do this. I still feel fear, doubts, and discouragement sometimes. But this calling is so strong that when I surrender to it, it carries me despite my negative emotions. Also, your soul purpose, what you're meant to come here to do, is supported by the universe. You'll notice that when you look back at all your childhood passions, some will fall away and others just don't work out. No matter how hard you try, if you're truly meant to do something, the universe will make it so that the other things aren't as successful, bringing you attention to what your true calling is. You'll start to see which are just your hobbies and passion, and which is your real purpose. Sometimes we can be very stubborn and try to force things to happen with our ego, but this can lead to burnout. This inner drive you feel isn't about pushing towards your goals. It's more like being put towards your goal. There's this invisible force drawing you towards something, someone, or somewhere. You just know that you need to do this, or need to connect with someone, or go somewhere. When you're in sync with your purpose, it's like you have this endless energy. For example, the more I teach, the more energized I get, And sometimes I even lose track of time. But what if you're someone who has a very challenging childhood and you don't know what your passion is because you don't get to do what you love as a child? Then I would suggest looking at your experiences because your experiences are also part of your purpose. Even if your childhood was filled with negative experiences, like how I had low self esteem or how I was left out in groups, these aren't just random events. They all have a part in building a purpose. My negative experiences help me gain clarity of who I really am, what resonates with my soul, and they became the story I share with my audience. Your soul chooses your body, your family, and even your zodiac before you arrive on earth. Every experience contributes to your soul purpose. Remember, it's not just about the what, but the why. Why do you need to go through what you experience? You might not see the reason, but your soul and the universe have the big picture. As you awaken spiritually, that big picture becomes clearer and clearer. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like this one where I check about how spiritual awakening changed the way I work.